Okay. I realize I wear hoodies a lot. Good morning. Thank you. I'm Lorraine Gutierrez. Welcome to Lessons in Love. This is my channel where I get to share the lessons that have made my life happier, healthier, and just more amazing. I want to talk to you about a realization I came to this morning. I got some really cool information, and maybe somebody will be able to benefit from it. So, there's a lot of levels to what's going on right now, just a ton of them. There's the socio-political, and then you can just keep diving and diving and digging and digging. And there's more than one reason to everything you see going on right now. I mean, there's just so much going on. And there's a political reason, then there's a humanitarian reason, then there's an energetic reason. There's a higher um, consciousness at work here. And we're ascending. We're going back to the way things should have been. Well, can't even say should have been because everything happened exactly the way it's supposed to. And there is no such thing as time. So you could just keep yourself in a tizzy on that one. Today I heard Michelle Fielding say that Biden is a placeholder. And what I felt was that's not quite right, although she's very, very close to my perception. So I'm sitting there thinking, okay, what's right about it? Well, a placeholder is somebody to focus on, something to focus on. Something, again, that can hold a space for something else that's to come. Okay, so what I had been thinking is most of what we're seeing in the news is not true. What happened in Afghanistan isn't exactly true. What's happened at these shootings, most of them aren't even real. So what, you know, so at first I was thinking and feeling that all this is going on right now to show people where we were going to go. The Great Reset was real and it was in motion, and it is no longer. We are, for all practical purposes, we're free now from the bindings that we've allowed. However, we still have emotional or mental blocks that prevent us from moving forward. So, a good example is I still have weight to lose. I have like 60 pounds to lose. Well, what is there is still some kind of block for me to be able to receive the complete health, the complete, mm, package that goes along with that. Like the nice figure and the attention and not needing that kind of buffering anymore, that kind of safety. Okay, so there's a mental shift that has to take place and allowing. Well, just because so the example is just because I don't eat fast food anymore because gross human remains, nasty, um, doesn't necessarily mean that the weight issue is going to be gone. There's something inside me. Okay, do you get what I'm saying? So I still have my own mental restraints, even though the ones around me have been lifted. We know now that they're finding human remains in McDonald's food, Taco Bell, Burger King, um, Lay's, which I think is that Frito-Lay? No, just Lay's brown potato chips. I don't remember who makes them. But we're finding out that the cabal has been putting human remains in there for a few different reasons. But the fact is, my body went vegetarian for a reason. Like, eating meat is not something that is energetically um, sustained or accepted, by my body anymore. Okay, so I went off track. I do that so much. Okay, so realizing that these people have been doing these things and that we are free now, the restraints are lifted. However, we still have belief systems that are in place. Now, when she said Biden is a placeholder, I felt the truth in that, but there was more. So I'm not going to say that's not exactly right. It's just there was more. That's one layer to this trifle. An English dessert, layered dessert. Anyway, speaking about food, um, Okay, shifting hands. What I came to know today is people had to see where this world was going. And, hell in a handbasket. Well, we were there. We really were there and just didn't even know it. We didn't even know it. Okay, so what's happening now, another layer to this whole trifle, is that before people can believe what's going on, they have to see the breakdown. We got go to that old adage, seeing is believing. So people say, oh, I can't believe in UFOs. I've never seen one. Okay, well, I haven't seen $1 million. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. That's been in other people's experience. I've got friends who are millionaires, but I've never seen it. So it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So understanding that perspective, and let's assimilate that. Okay? So people have got to have their current belief structures broken down piece by piece in order for them to receive it. So the example I gave this morning was, what if you went to bed and you woke up the next morning and your mom wasn't the ethnicity that you remember? Let's say you come from an Italian family. You wake up the next morning and your mom is blonde and blue-eyed and she's 6 feet tall. She's like Nordic. And then you wake up the next morning and your dad goes from, this big 6'4" strapping Italian man to like a little 5'7", Irish guy. Your belief system didn't have a chance to shift. It didn't have a chance to change and break down. You look at children and the world isn't the way they think it should be. So as the systems have to break down piece by piece in order for us to receive it, there's a whole mental process that goes along with it. Then there's an emotional attachment to it as well. So realize what's really going on for the next level of my perception is that we are breaking down a structure that no longer exists, but we have to do it piece by piece. And so when people are waking up, they're waking up on their own time. So people who knew this 30 years ago either got like a revelation or they started picking up piece by piece. They take up breadcrumbs, temporal markers, whatever, what have you. What can you handle right now? Why I keep telling people that there's about 5 or 6 different systemic structures going on right now. So we've got like education, religion, medicine, political, social. That's 5. I must be. Oh, and then financial. Okay. So we've got 6 structures that we've been completely immersed in. And we've been told how it is and how it works and where it's going. When the reality is, it's all been lies. It's all been a 3-story house built on the beach. As the waves come in, the sand slowly dissipates from underneath the supposed structure. And little by little, you're realizing, hey, my house is kind of falling. 6 months later, hey, it's a little bit of a slope. A year later, how come my dinner plate is over there in front of my daughter instead of me? Again with the food. My point here is be patient with the structures or the powers that be, because the powers that used to be are really gone. They really are gone. Feel into it. You can feel what you feel. You have to go inside. You have to discern. Doesn't matter what truther, patriot. So I think there's a spectrum. You got patriots all the way through ascensioneers. Patriots, in the center you've got truthers, then you've got ascensioneers. So feel into where you are in the structure, what you're feeling and what your truth is, because your truth is very valid. Now, did your truth come from your head, your heart, or your core? Because if it came from your head, chances are it's an indoctrination that you're still working with, that we're still dealing with. If it came from your core or your heart, that's from within, and that is the truth. Practice, take your time. One of the things that has really helped me is I picked up tarot cards. And tarot cards only show you, they reflect back what you already know. So I was getting validation from that. When I would do a reading, I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. Or I don't understand this. What does that mean? So then I would look into that card a little bit more. How does it really apply to my situation? And so it's actually helping me to learn me, my ability to read a situation, not necessarily in cards, but to feel into it. Discern, discern, discern. People are getting upset. How come Trump's pushing the vaccine? It doesn't matter who's pushing the vaccine. It doesn't matter who's not pushing the vaccine. What do you feel inside you? Is it something you should take? Is it something you should stay away from? You are the only person who knows your highest good, your higher self. That vaccine, those experimental drugs that they're calling the vaccine, that's not for me. And me telling people don't take it because of this way I need, that's perpetuating fear. And I stopped. I realized, you know what, I can't judge somebody else's path. And there are people who won't drive a car because they think it's dangerous. Do I tell people don't drive a car because it's dangerous? No. And yes, there's a bunch of crud that's being found in these experimental drugs. But again, that's not for me to decide. I don't go around telling people don't drink the fluoridated water. People ask me, why you drink reverse osmosis water? I don't want the fluoride. I don't want the chlorine. So it took me a long time to get here. I'm nearly 50. So I've been trying to tell people this is a healthy way to do it. Paleo, keto, this, that, the other thing. As I'm learning UFOs, aliens, blah, blah, blah. Well, the fact of the matter is, I never pushed information on a child. Like my daughter, I didn't sit there and teach her about sex when she was 3. She never even asked me where babies come from. So why bring it up? And when we did start talking about things like that, sorry, I got distracted with the neighbor's conversation. Italian festival in Reno. We have an Italian festival every year. It's out on the street. It takes up like 2 blocks, and there's live music and ravioli and stilt walkers, and it's fun. So focus. Okay. You only answer the questions that somebody's ready to hear, because once they ask it, then they're ready for the answer. If they're not asking it, they're not ready for the answer. And even introducing it to people and trying to get somebody to respond, that's still infringing on somebody's free will. And that's not something I want to do anymore. I will be much better about it and more respectful. I've always considered myself a loving person and doing my best to be respectful. But again, lots of levels, lots and lots of levels. So realize that these systems have got to break down, but they have to break down at a pace that people can handle. And oh my gosh, now somebody's vacuuming. I'm in my backyard, well, my patio. Anything else? Got a plane? Helicopter? Oh my god. So stay in a good space, people. Love your family, love yourself. Use music that makes you feel good as opposed to sadness. My aunt sent me a song, a Christian song. And she was thinking, oh, listen how beautiful this is. And I'm listening to it. I'm like, okay, it's a sweet song. However, the underlying feeling of it was sadness and sorrow, and feel sorry for me. And only God can help me out of this. You help you out of it. Holy Spirit, Creator sent the help of Holy Spirit. Okay, we won't go into that in this video. But Creator's kind of busy. Well, that's not true. Creator gave us everything we needed. all our gifts, all our toys, all our tools, etc., and said, have fun, go create, go play, experience, experience, experience. Holy Spirit is there to guide, kind of like the yard proctor, the duty teacher, duty proctor person, there to guide, but not to tell us what to do. Realize you are the creator of your own space and your own reality. I don't watch mainstream news. Sometimes I'll watch clips now because they're funny. Trying to listen to Biden put two sentences together is hilarious. And that last clip, did you see it? It was on simonparkes.org. Parkes. I tried looking for Simon Parks before and I couldn't find him. There's an E at the end of Parks. Well, Parkes. Anyway, it's a video of Biden talking, and at the end of the video, he gets a little frustrated because everyone's singing "F Joe Biden," and everyone's chanting this. He's trying to get them to stop. If you would just listen, well, he's getting flustered, and at the end, he says, "I'm not even president." And then, like, the video cuts out like crickets, and then some guy comes on and says, like, "Damn straight you're not," or something like that. But I forget what the point of that was. Oh, God, I'm so distractible. Oh! Can't remember what the point of that was. Laugh, have fun, don't take this too seriously. The only thing that we really should be in control of, stay in your own lane. The only thing you should be in control of is yourself. You can't help anybody else do this. You can just be you. Do you. Allow people to ask you questions. Be a mirror for brilliance, light, love, peace, joy. You are a sovereign being. We each are. And as we raise our vibrations, we're going to accumulate more of these skills and talents and abilities. It's really fun to just like ask myself, like today we were at Walmart. We do the the computer shopping and we were there waiting to pick up. Like, what's going on? And what I saw was instead of having like 4 or 5 people picking, there was only like 2 or 3. And I'm like, okay, that wasn't entirely true. So I went to the concept. There was about half the people picking, working to, fill grocery orders. Well, when I finally did call and talk to somebody, it turns out they literally had half the staff. They normally have 20 people picking and processing. Today they only had 10. 10 people. So my intuition was right. It was even more so. My connectedness was right. I'm going to come up with another term for that because it's not just intuition. It's not just, oh, I have a feeling. No, 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 no. It's a knowing. I knew. And I was shown, or my higher self showed me, or my energies around me showed me that there was half the staff, and it was accurate. So, as from the transmission from the Arcturians, I always forget the name of the channel, but I get so excited when I see one of their transmissions. It's Wisdom of the Ages, I think. He reads books and excerpts and channelings and things of that sort. So there's an Arcturian message that said, as you ascend, as you vibrate with the fifth dimension, you're going to be getting more gifts, your natural gifts, telepathy, clairvoyance, clairaudience, etc., etc., etc. Enjoy your gifts, have fun, is what they said. And at first I'm sitting there going, well, that's not fun. That's going to be, awesome and great. But it's fun to know it's coming. It's fun to know. It's a knowing. And for us to stop second guessing it. So, to sum up this video, what's going on in the political social realm is a structural breakdown, small piece by piece, so that we can bring most of the people with us, because people are still literally under mind control, even though those systems have been taken out. Now, there's still some personal mind control going on, but that's another story. We are basically free. Okay. And realize that everything discern. Doesn't matter if it's been a trusted source in the past, like Trump saying, go take the vaccine. Only you know what's right for you, and you have to feel into yourself. Discern. Doesn't matter who it is. Discern. Number 3, stay in happiness, joy, light, love, peace. Close your eyes. Oh, there was Sirius on Twitter. He said, when you close your eyes, where do you go? Do you go into fear? Do you go into anger? Do you go into beauty, joy, happiness, love? Where do you go? Because that'll tell you if there's something that needs to be looked at, something needs to be seen. And the last point, we can't impose a will onto anybody else. It's not right, it's disrespectful. It's, let people be on their own path, stay in your own lane. Jesus through Tina Spalding has been teaching us, stay in your own lane. Turn off the mainstream media, stay in your own lane. I hope that helps. It's helped me a lot. Helped me a lot. So I love you all. And again, I'm Lorraine Gutierrez, Lessons in Love, coming at you from Reno, Nevada. And thank you for joining me. And hopefully, not hopefully, see, that's a word that is expectation of possibility. Thank you for joining me on this video, and I'll see you next time. Have a blessed one. Bye.